you feeling fatigued and can barely make it through the day without some type of caffeine?
Are you on a journey of healing your body but need a little help?
Then alkaline water is what you really need.
Alkaline water has many benefits. Alkaline water can help restore pH balance in the body. Consuming beverages such as soda and coffee can make your body acidic.
Did you know that too much acid in your body has been linked to an internet, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic pain, and other chronic conditions like gout and arthritis?
Those who use alkaline water have reported increased energy levels, clearer skin, reduction in inflammation, better digestion, and many other health benefits. I've used alkaline water for years, and it's been instrumental in sustaining my health when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis.
Are you ready to take responsibility for your body's health?
If the answer is yes, then our alkaline water is just what you need. Bring your own bottles. It's only $3 for each gallon. To place an order or for more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Thank you in advance for your support.
Welcome to the Toma Nation's weekly Sunday worship service. We are an all-inclusive, Black-conscious, righteous movement dedicated to the social, economic, and spiritual survival of Black people in urban America. If you enjoy what you see and hear today, the Toma Nation would like to extend our invitation to you and your family to join us each and every Sunday from 12:30 to 1:30, live here on Facebook from Chicago, Illinois. Tune in and be fed by God's messengers. For more information, you can reach us at 708-730-4858. Please join me as I recite our opening. In the name of the everlasting Father, He that causes all that exists to exist, He that is self-existent, He who directs the sunships of millions of years, and He who made time the seed of the universe. Known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aten, among the Hebrews as Ansaf, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims and Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari. I bear witness that all these names refer to the same one, Almighty God, and it is to Him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the Lost 13 tribe, born in North America and our Renubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient yet holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now we are going to transition into our 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1, we believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2, we believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3, we believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic Holy Books were all Black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a Black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a denoued objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, gang and domestic violence, systematic elimination of trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the Black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the Black community of weapons, break up the Black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, also kill and incarcerate young Black males under the undercover code name Able 2029. Number 13, we believe and know that every letter, shape, sound, and numerical value contains esoteric information that completely transcends the specific contextual meaning of the word. Our purpose: to bring about the growth of a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the Creator of the universe under the leadership and guidance of Brother Minister Raheem Fasad Opton, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the Black communities of urban America, to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission: to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal properties, thereby creating jobs and/or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto: let your light so shine before men that they shall see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Now please join me as I recite our salute to the red, black, and green flag. Make sure you're paying attention and your right fist is in a ball raised in the air. Here's to this flag of mine, the red, black, and green. Hopes in this future bright, Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it, great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it, this flag of mine. Here's to the black of it, 400 millions back of it, whose destiny depends on it, the red, black, and green of it. Oh, flag of mine. Here's to the green of it, young men and women shall dream of it, face shots and shells for it, maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it, colors bright and pole of it, pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what it's told of it. Thanks to God for giving it, this great flag of mine. Please keep your right hand in the air as we sing our Black National Anthem.
Rejoicing
Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today for our Toma Nation's weekly Sunday Warship service. That's Warship, WARSHIP. We have a packed lecture for you today, and please welcome our leader, teacher, and guide, and founder of the Toma Nation and the Temple of Mercy Association, Minister Raheem Kassed Aten. Please feel free to share this video with your family and friends. Thank you so much.
Still ahead, yes. All right, in the name of the everlasting Father, he that causes all that exists to exist, he that is self-existent, he who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, he who made time, the seat of the universe. He's known among ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aten, among the Hebrews as Ansar, Yahweh, Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, Jehovah, among the Muslims in Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribe as Olodumare, Obatala, and many other Orisha gods. But I bear witness that all of those names refer to the same one, Almighty God. And it is to him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we are those children of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, and that we are that lost 13 tribe born here in North America, and we are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the world flow through our veins. I greet you all in the ancient but yet holy words of peace, in the languages of our Father, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, Barakani, Lafia, and Ashe. I am Brother Minister Raheem Kassed Aten, founder of this great movement, Toma Nation, aka Temple of Mercy Association, along with the co-founder of this movement, Minister Omari Jahi Aten, and our First Lady, Sister Makita Aisha Aten. I welcome you today, as we've been doing every Sunday, to this Warship service, WARSHIP. During this particular segment, we're looking at a part 2 from last week, and the title is Toma Nation 2021. And the reason that, again, we are dealing with Toma Nation is because, as you already know, we have prescribed readings that help us go into the different religions that Black people in urban America are involved in, because it's part of our war strategy to get to know our neighbors and their religions and talk to them about this oneness of God, this unity that we need to have as a people, so that we can get that level of power that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and that was that when Black people come together and unite, it would be equal to the power of an atom or an atomic bomb. And so, just to make sure that we in line with it, we don't want to just talk about it. We want to be seen doing things, putting those things in place that help bring about this unity. And one of them is in the opening that you just heard. And our brother minister, Tahaka, is going to come up later and is going to go over what our opening is about. So since we talks about the Hebrew religion and Ben Ami and Brother Bowie and others, and then and Yahweh ben Yahweh, then we talk about the Nation of Islam under Minister Louis Farrakhan. We talk about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I mean, we teach on all of them and tell their histories and how they came about. We teach on Orthodox Islam. We teach on the Yoruba thought in religion and even read from their book, the Odu Ifa, and things like that. Why? Not to be confused, but so that we can be ambassadors to walk in among them and don't be limited by who we call God and who we call all these other people, but be able to come in and sit down and sup with them and talk about our unity. And so we said, well, we talk about everybody else every month, but we ain't talk about us. So in November, we've established November as the month that we tell you about Toma and what we're about, our history, the history of our founder, co-founder, the history of the movement itself. See, so when I say our founder, you don't talk about myself. I don't have to tell you that. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about our purpose, our goal, and our mission, and the motto that we have. So I want you to understand that the Temple of Mercy Association studies various philosophies and religions. We don't study them because we feel that we must become a part of them. We study them because we have discovered that there is a underlying truth that is common in each one of them. And we also found out that no religion has the whole truth. There are bits and pieces in every religion. And if we take them and put them together, you will see one complete picture. It's like having a blank wall and each piece is a piece to a puzzle. And you find the spot that it goes in on the wall. And if you continue to add them, you will get the whole picture. Then you will get the full oneness, because we said none of them has the 100% truth. All right. And so we say that what we need to be teaching is not the division of God and all of his denominations, but we should be teaching and promoting the oneness of God, because God is one. God is one. And so you heard that we are an all-inclusive, Black conscious, righteous movement. And you now are going to hear what our purpose is. You heard it, but you need to hear a little bit more about what we mean. Our purpose is to bring about the growth of a righteous community. Key words, righteous. Key words, growth. All right? In accordance, though, not just haphazardly, in accordance, in alignment with the laws of the creator of the universe, under the leadership and guidance of God speaking through me, using me as his instrument as we go forward. I am Brother Minister Raheem Kaserat, which again shows you about the peace and the oneness that we're reaching for. Raheem is mercy in Arabic. Kased is mercy in Hebrew or Christianity or even Judaism. And then Aten is the mercy of one God. The one God, Aten. Aten is the God, but the fullness of the name Aten is Aten, a certain pharaoh, and I believe it was the 18th dynasty. But you all got to go and look that up. So that's what our purpose is, and to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the community of urban America. So we have solutions, brothers and sisters. We have a thing that we deal with and working on that is going to help our brothers and sisters in the mental conditions that we found ourselves in, that only escalated because of this 2021 plague that hit us. 2020 plague that hit us. And so that increased our mental challenges that we're having as a people. But Toma has a way to help us come out of that stress, that burden, and be free of it. So we do have solutions. Then we got something else that we're dealing with, where we pooling our resources so that we can buy commercial properties. So we have solutions, but we also said that our goal is to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values. Positive moral values. So you heard us say righteousness under God and positive moral values. But you can look at communities now and see if they have positive moral values. You can look at the news and see that. But we're saying we're gonna re-educate and retrain the youth and young adults to develop these values as an alternative to the delinquent behavior that we see them exercise. And why is that? If we talked about real estate, if we talked about a righteous community, it says we can't build, all right, a community and not build the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining that community's image. So we gotta deal with your mind. But we're talking about the moral principles of righteous conduct. We're talking about the going back to the basics. Minister Omari calls it re-engineering. We're talking about back to the Bible and strictly, in particular, the 10 Commandments. We're talking about moving into what atonement really is about. This is the way back to atone, to go back to the basics. But then you got to go internally to go inside to the things that are holding you back. Things that happened to you in your past that keeping you locked down, not able to really express yourself to the fullness of what God gave you to express. And so that's our purpose. That's our goal, our mission. Now you're moving into the economic side of it. And this is where we have United Black American Progress Association, and we're dealing with nothing but economics. So this is not just a movement, brothers and sisters, that you keep seeing coming on the air and all, talking about everything, beating up on the white man, and then when you look around, we ain't doing nothing. No, we have done so much, and we are doing more. Now you go back and look at our other lecture from last week, and you will check out what Minister Tahaka was reading about all the things that we've accomplished, but you haven't heard what we are accomplishing now since that time. And why are we doing this? Well, because to culminate the whole thing, after talking about everybody else stuff, this should help you understand why we say all inclusive. This should help you understand why we can be comfortable talking about another person's religion or another person's cultural persuasion that lives right among us in our Black community. We're not going to talk about the Hispanics' God or anybody else, but we're going to talk about the Black people only, because that's what we came to say. Black people only. I hope y'all understand only. And that's not, I'm not going to even go into it because that's not race. But it is race first. That's what I'm saying. Now, so our mission is to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing business, real estate, and personal property. That means your own houses and stuff like that. Thereby creating what? Jobs and or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back our community. Oh, that's so simple, but so hard for us to come together to do. Now, what is the motto of Toma? Our motto comes from a biblical scripture, Matthew 5:16. And you will soon come to know that we read scriptures from both Bible and Quran. Why? Because it represents 360 degrees the knowledge of our Father and his relationship to the prophets and the people during those times. So our motto is, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Look at that. We're right on the one. This is a movement that can give you all of the parts and the particles to give you like what a chef could give you a full plate that you can come in and eat from each one of those different religious persuasions and become one with God. Wouldn't you like to be a part of that? But you ain't heard nothing yet, because we getting ready to hear now from our very own youth minister, who is a traveling minister. I said youth minister in the streets of Chicago, and he wound up in Oklahoma. I said youth minister. I said youth minister in the streets of Chicago, he on his way to Texas. I'm like, wow, Chicago done stretched. But anyway, that's the whole thing. Is to get that word out there. Jesus did say, go ye out into all the world and tell them of the good news. So he might have that kind of a drive in him to do so. But it's not that he's doing it, it's how you're doing it, and he's doing it in the name of Toma. But yet, we join many different organizations. How can we say all inclusive and don't? See, we practice what we preach. So I want to shut up now. I just wanted to bring you our purpose, our goal, our mission, our motto. Next time I come up, I'm going to explain Black Power to you next week. All right? And why we have that definition of who it came from. So without no further ado, I want to bring to you our main speaker for today, none other than our very own brother, youth minister, Tahaka J. Shakur. Give him a virtual applause.
Peace, peace. In the name of the everlasting. I'm only, yeah, I'm teaching on that one. I'm sorry, I was in teaching mode already. In the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that is self-existent, and the one that causes, the one that causes all that exists, and the one that is self-existent, the one who directed the sunships of millions and trillions of years, and the one who made time the seed of the universe, known among the ancient Kemites as Amun-Ra and Aten, among the Hebrews as An-Sof, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslim and Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribes of West Africa as Odumare, Eshu, and many other Orisha names. I bear witness that all of these names and a multitude of more refer to the same one, Almighty Creator. And it is to that essence and to that spirit who we give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of the Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the lost 13th tribe, born here in North America and of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all nations flows through our veins. And I greet you in the ancient holy words of peace, and that of our ancestors in Hotep Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Again, my name is Minister Taharka J. Shakur, and I personally would like to welcome you again to the Toma Nation's monthly Warship service, but more specifically, as I've been jokingly talking about it with the Minister, the month of Toma. We are an all, as you heard, we are an all-inclusive, Black, conscious, righteous movement dedicated to the social, economic, and spiritual survival of Black people. Again, the Minister elaborated on earlier. The spiritual survival of Black people in urban America. So, founded again by our Minister Raheem Cassette Aten, and you heard. Our co-founder is Minister Omari Omari Jahi Aten. It is a J, because I'm Taharka J. I was throwing myself off. And our first lady is Sister Makita Aisha Aten. And if you're wondering why I'm in more of a bubbly spirit, a more upbeat spirit, and trust me, the seriousness is going to always come out. But it gives me such joy. I have so much joy to be bringing to you Toma Nation Part 2. And one of 2021 Part 2. And you're going to see why, as you heard the minister mention, we started off sharing with you things that we have done. We even slightly mentioned some of the things that we are a part of. You hear in many different lectures, some of the things that we're doing. But we will be able to share with you why. The most important thing is about why we talk about the oneness of our Father, Mother, Creator, Divine Spirit, the oneness of that essence inside us. And I'm not going to correct the minister in something that he said, but I am going to amplify a statement because I personally believe that when the Honorable Minister Elijah Muhammad stated that statement about our unity, I didn't even think he said it was equal to. I think he said our unity is more powerful than their most powerful weapon. If we understood the power that was inside of us, my favorite scripture, we gotta have a favorite scripture as a minister, is no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I don't care if it's the words of the so-called white man, if it's the educational system of the so-called white man, if it's the religious division of the so-called white man, none of it will prosper. And that leads me, because I ended it saying in a certain way, not even his weapon of religious gangbanging will prosper, because in the Toma Nation, us being all inclusive, you've heard our opening a plethora of times. You heard me do a slightly elevated, and I'll use those words, elevated opening. But let me explain and go through the purpose first before going through the opening and really going into it, because I want us to go into it, especially when we say the lost 13th tribe. What are we alluding to? And we might even edit that in the I'm not going to that, because we found, and according to a lot of people, we not lost no more. We might have lost our minds, but Toma gonna bring it back. So we found the 13th tribe. But the purpose of the opening has one main purpose, and that is to promote the oneness of God, which is why we literally made it even clearer when we say the one. But point number 6, as all of our points was beautifully broken down in Toma Nation Part 1, as we bring to you what Toma is. Point number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme and black. Sorry. The Toma Nation, aka the Temple of Mercy Association, does not and will not, and you will never hear us promote one religion over another. More specifically, you will never even hear us promote religion. We try to promote our people out of religion, not into one. So we're definitely never going to promote one over another. One, because our people need to come out of religion and come out of her. But we believe and know, as I stated earlier, that is one of Satan's weapons to get us to fight over religion. Religion is a tool, wedge, that is used to cause division. On a deeper level, we have more churches, more mosques, more holy places of worship than any other people, and are the least amount of unified in any other race. We talk about why can other people get policy and stuff moved in this fake government called America, because they at least show a semblance of unity. You go into their neighborhoods and go into their neighborhoods, whatever city you in, as he say, I'm nationwide. We're not just talking about in Chicago, we say urban America. So it doesn't matter where you go in the Black America. We're not using their words, because the urban is their word. They want to call us urban. No, we Black. In Black America, wherever you go, if you go into white America and the communities that they allow in white America of other races, you will see one main place of worship for the entire community. You will see one Buddhist temple in a 10-mile range that all of the people in that community that call themselves Buddhists, they will go to that one temple from however far it is. But guess what? That's the only one in the vicinity. But I could walk 5 blocks north, south, east, or west, 5 blocks, and I'm going to find more than 10 churches. That is a problem. We talk about the religious game banging to a level where we not only can't speak to people in different religions, you have religious gang banging within the religion according to that denomination. You talk about using religion to divide. That is one of the biggest, which is why it's his last trick. He tried to deceive us and physically put us in slavery and break our minds, but yet and still, we still thrive and came out of it. But one of the major things and weapons that they have used to divide Black people is their religions. The war between Islam and Christianity and all of its subdivisions have been going on and at war with each other for over 1,000 years. And it's a fight that we used to didn't even be a part of. When the Crusaders and the white man were having their holy wars, and they were Crusaders fighting against the Islamic empires of the Ottoman Empire and all of those, we wasn't fighting with them. But yet we have accepted their religions and now in fighting with ourselves. Yes, we'll get to that, man. I'm trying to be more upbeat and talk to you, but Spirit is like, let them have it still. I know a lot of our people can't imagine living without those two entities, but we must accept that we, those that are born in North America, are a universal people, and that as long as we remain divided by the ignorance caused by religion and philosophy, we won't rise to meet our universal responsibility. And I will deeply go into that when we understand we are the cornerstone. You heard our beautiful brother, and I'm going to just call him honorable in this sense, the Honorable Bob Marley, when he said that we are the stones that the builder refused. Rejected. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that one. I did not want to misquote the Honorable Bob Marley. And I'm mentioning that because if we look, this country was built on the bricks created by the blood of the Black man and the woman. That every street was paved. Oh, I'm misquoting, paraphrasing a poem that I've heard the minister give before. But the streets are paved with our bodies. And understand that the work that has gone to this entire world has polluted from the backs of Black people. Surah 49 and 13 is right there in one of the holy books that the Creator speaks in. And Surah 49:13 says, O mankind, we created for you from a single pair of a male and a female. That part alone is deep. Somebody asked me the other day, and if you have never heard us, when it comes to one of the diseases of the so-called white man, the Caucasoid race, one of their diseases and one of the major things that goes against the nature of God. And when I say the nature of God, I'm talking about the black man and the black woman who remember that they are God. One thing that goes against our nature, when it says, "O mankind, we created you from a single pair of a male and a female." Leave that up. And made you into nations and tribes, that ye may know each other, not that ye may despise each other. Again, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Not that ye may despise each other, but as we say, that we can accept and recognize the uniqueness of each other, the uniqueness of God in and of itself. When you look at every black man and black woman, do you not think that our Father, the Almighty Creator, and the uniqueness of all the individuals that you see? I don't believe that well, I won't even say it about them, but how they say all black people look the same? No, we do not. There are so many things unique about us and the uniqueness of it. Why can't we see the same uniqueness on how one story might have been told in one area and how another story might have been told in another area? And as we say in the temple, with the time span that really exists, they all exist, they all live. So whoever you want to call your prophet or such and such, it was no reason to divide, because at the end, they're still talking about the same one God. Period. Verily, the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is he who is the most righteous of you and Allah. Understand, as we talk about a conscious righteous movement, and we go into that a lot when we talk about what we mean when we say righteous, is just being right with God. One thing that is right with God, why would the black man hate himself? Say that again. What is righteous about the black man hating himself? And you might be like, Minister Taharka, I don't hate myself. You might not hate yourself, but you do hate yourself, because the last time I checked, I am my neighbor. Me and my neighbor are one. The same way that me and my father are one. And I can't be selfish as a black man and say that every other black man on earth can't have that same relationship with the Almighty Creator, with that essence. So the same way that I'm one with my father, it makes that person who is one with their father one with me. If I'm one with my father, he's one with his father. Unless we got two different fathers, me and him ain't one. So we talk about that oneness. We want to make sure that we can come to a table with our people and don't have to worry about what you call God or the different expression. I'm going to go into that, because you have to understand the process of having an opening such as this. And we're going to get into it as I go into it. But I want to end from what I'm reading. There will always be tribes and families that hang together because of common ties. The government of America is a gang. Religions have multiple gangs. We must reestablish and reinforce moral principles of virtue that will lift us out of this cold-blooded reptilian behavior, this dog-eat-dog, beast-like behavior. We are human beings that are to evolve and remember that they are supreme beings. But today we are off course. we must establish a probation period to allow us to practice these principles. And when we talk about a probation period, you understand that that probation period only starts after we separate. Because there is no way, as we are living amongst these devils and his demons and his baby devils, will we be able to truly accomplish the oneness that is necessary for the black man and the black woman in America to live up to that divine prophecy that our dear brother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, stated about our unity being more powerful than an atomic bomb. Would you not want to see how powerful we truly are when we are one? Why do we think there's so much biting and ego that has been pushed amongst our people so we are not unified? But understand, the white man knows how to put aside his ego to take us down. They know how to put aside their ego to separate Africa and who gonna get what slaves and what people gonna go where. But why can't we unify ourselves to continue the war and finish the war that makes no sense? And the only reason why it's a war is because we stopped fighting. And I'm like, what do you mean the only reason why it's still a war? Because we stopped fighting. Because our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. That's like a crayon standing up to try to fight the person coloring. So the only reason we are at war is we don't understand how powerful we are. But let's go through the opening. And I'm going to read the opening a few times because I want you to feel it and hear it of what this is truly saying when we look at the power of oneness that has been presented and who we truly are, and tapping into that. In the name of the everlasting Father, he that causes all that exists to exist, he that itself exists, he who directs the sonships of millions and trillions of years, and he who made time the seed of the universe. In the name of the everlasting Father. That means forever will that last as our Father. Forever and forever has that been the essence that has existed, that has been self-existent, and has caused all that exists to exist. Something can't come from nothing, but it has always existed. The universe has always been. There is technically no in the beginning. Infinity and eternity is within that everlasting Father. The bounds in which that circumscribe God are none. So it's everlasting. And it ceases to always be. And it will always exist on a level because it is self-existence. The mind does not need help to be the mind. The mind exists outside the body. The great mind exists outside of our known consciousness. Understand that there are certain things that you just get inspiration that's coming from somewhere. It's not coming from nothing. So where your thoughts come from, where your revelations come from, it has always existed because it is self-existent. And it is not only everlasting, it is eternal. And he who directs the sonships of millions and trillions of years. We have to understand that you cannot put a time limit on how long existence have existed because it has always existed. So those ships have been directed for millions and trillions of years in this universe. And as we go deeper into understanding of this universe and understanding that there was a beginning here, but that beginning came from something even bigger to become something even bigger. But let's get deep when we say, and who made time the seat of the universe? See, because outside of the universe, there is no time. But for things to operate here, because everything operates on time, if you know it or not, the same way your body operates on a certain time, where your blood circulates on a certain time, where your breath automatically does what it does at a certain time, the same way that the sun and moon rays at a certain time, you might see glimpses of the moon up when the sun is up, but you won't never see the sun up when the moon is up. It's nighttime. The sun ain't gonna be there because that's not the time for it. So he made time the seed of the universe because to give it order, gave order to the universe. And when we mention a lot of these names, oh man, my entire lecture would be on the names and the different names and what that name represents if we put all the names in the opening. Anytime that we will be invited to speak at a place, the only thing that we will speak about is the opening. If we were to include every name of God, because even in the Bible alone, there's different names of God, and we don't mention them. There's umpteen different names that God is. We have to understand that it is necessary for us to move past the name, but understand that the name has a purpose. The name has a purpose, the same way that your name has a purpose. Because these names represent different expressions of the same God. If you was to go into some of what these names mean, and even explanations that we sometimes give them, Allah, arms, legs, arms, head. Ansof means everything and nothing at the same time. All of those things represent God, represents this almighty creator, represents this one. And we're sorry again, if we were to go to names you hear us now, say in the Yoruba is Odumare, Eshu, and many other Orisha names, there are over 144,000 gods in that pantheon. Are we supposed to list all of them? Or are we supposed to list all of the gods in ancient Kemet? Are we supposed to say known as Amun Ra, Amun, Heru, Geb, Nut? Are we? Or what purpose would that make? And doing that, when the purpose of the names that we chose, if you look in your community, you will find people, a majority of people who understand the Kemetic science and know that Amun Ra and Aten became the God name that became the singular name for God. If you look at the Hebrew religion and you look out in your community, you'll see a lot of people, of our people, caught up in that religion. And they will understand and accept that one of the most powerful names for their God is Yahweh, aka Yahweh. You know, the Christians, theirs is God. Even though there's other names for it, but you see a majority of our people called it that. So we're going to go to what our people is majority caught up in. Same thing with Allah, with the Muslim world. There's other names, and even in the original pantheon, they did the same thing that the Kemites did. The same thing that Ifa did, the Yoruba people. There was other names for God and other different expressions of God, but they say, no, we're going to focus on the one God, and made all of them one, and they made them Allah. Read the Quran and you see when they done it. Among the Rastafarians is Jah. That's not the only name, but we understand if you look in your community, You will find a Rastafarian community among black people. So these are the major tribes that make up our people. And if we want to be able to sit at the table with all of them, we're going to mention all of them. Because if that's your God, if that's your unique way of expressing the Creator and worshiping the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe that's supreme, that is fine with the Toma Nation. But we just want you to understand that he black. It's black, she black, whatever, it's black. In essence and in truth. But let's go further. Because again, it's back to what is the purpose of this opening, is to promote the oneness of God. Yes, the Kemites call him Amun-Ra. The Hebrews call him Am-Sof. The Christians call it God. The Muslims call it Allah. The Rastafarians call it Jah. But I bear witness that all of these names refer to the same one. The same one. I don't care if your one you talked about over in Bronx is still the same one that we talk about here in Chicago. I don't care what name you call it, that higher power, that essence that exists, all of those names refer to the essence of that. And we recognize and bear witness and submit to that. We submit to all the names of the Creator because they represent the same one Creator. The only God we don't submit to is greed. That ain't no Creator. Most of our people have got caught up in it, and that's your God. That ain't our God. That's why I said if your God, if you one with, a lot of people are one with their money. And that's their God. That's who they one with. So you can't be my brother if you one with that God. You gotta let that one go. Let the white man go. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, why specifically those black men and women? If we believe the promises of this Almighty Creator that He has shared, one of the ones that He shared and one of the most prolific is that He will take His children and send them through 400 years in a land not of their own. Now, I can hear you when you say, but this land was ours. Yes, at a certain point in time, but when we were stolen from a land that at that time was still ours and brought to a land that is not ours, you can't tell me that when we were brought here, a majority of us, and again, those who know and accept that they are descendants, because there's people who say, oh, well, I'm not a descendant of slaves. Well, I'm talking to the people specifically right now, because if your ancestors, if you're not in the lineage for 400 years built up to you being a representative of what happened in those 400 years, and you are a representative now, you have been going through a transition of a certain amount of pressure that your ancestors, that those, your foremothers and forefathers that are invested in you, went through a certain thing for you to be here, and you are supposed to make that transition. And I'm saying you because I want it to happen now. You are supposed to make that transition to become this supreme being. How does coal become a diamond? I'm saying you are that representative because we should no longer be coal as a people. It is time for us to be that diamond, and that diamond is God. But let's continue. When I talk about why those people again, because for 400 years we were stolen and stripped of our language. We were stripped of our understanding at that disposition of time of the Creator. Because I go into a deeper history of a later time when we're not talking about Toma, because we know the fall of the black man happened before the white man even met us. But when we understand that if you are not a descendant of someone who went through that, understand that you are not a child of what happened, you will not be at the forefront. You might be called upon, but you have not been chosen. He said He would take them and the chosen will go to the promised land. Now, what is the promised land? The land that is promised is the land that we create for our own because it is promised to be ours. So whatever we decide. It's the promised land, but again, they're the lost 13th tribe. Because we were born in North America and out of a specific Nubian and Kemetic lineage. If you ask many people in Africa, see, we didn't say born in North America and of an African lineage, because we still talking about unity, right? Because there you search with certain people and they'll tell you that Africa at one time was Kemet. The entire place was Kemet. So we recognize that we're from the lineage of Kemet. And wherever that fall, because we were stolen from all of Africa in different parts, because we moved from different parts. So you might have been a part of one tribe at one part of history, but your ancestors, and that's why some black people see, oh, I got ancestors all over Africa. Yeah, because some of us were travelers. If you understand the power of we were in different tribes, but wouldn't you have to sometimes make sure that other tribes and new tribes were formed and people went and traveled and created families and we did trade and all of this? So we were stolen from the whole of Africa. And when we say Nubian, we understand that that is what it was called at another time. The entire place was Nubia. But more specific, we understand that the Kemetic and Nubian lineages at those periods of time were like the prophets, the kings, the pharaohs, the rulers of the time. So we're blatantly saying that those of us that are currently stolen here in North America, because again, our fall happened a lot sooner. So you're going to be like, wait, if we are the descendants of these great people, these kings, queens, we didn't use those terms, but these pharaohs, these rulers who guided our community, who were the prophets and the seers, the ones connected in God, and you're saying we're their descendants? How did it happen? Because we fell away from ourselves a long time ago, and we in the Toma Nation want to rebuild that mind and get rid of a lot of the things that you're dealing with here, so we can help you become that diamond again, so we can do the real work that comes after we deal with this petty little white man that we think is a big problem for us. But the blood, not the blood, but the blood of all of the nations of the earth flow through our veins. And we're not saying, because I know how some people just took that. So you're saying that y'all, we are raped people. No. Understand that the life force that exists inside every other creature on earth comes from us. Right? So when we say the blood of all the nations of the earth flow through our veins, because we are the forefathers and foremothers of all other creation. Because once we created, going too far with that. When we were created by the great mind, by the almighty creator, by that essence, that is that eternal divine spirit, every other being was created from that, from our blood, our veins, our DNA, especially on this plane of existence called Earth, especially if it is a humankind, a kind of human. When we are the humans, we are the original blueprint for man. We are the blueprint for woman, the black man and the black woman. There's the only woman on earth that can produce a child that would look like every other child and races of people on the earth, the black woman. No other races of people really do that. And on the vice versa, a black man who has a child with any other woman outside of our race, as that woman produced a black child, but also can make that child come out looking exactly like her, whatever we produce is going to come out black. Period. But even the everything that happened in all of the nations, see, I go even deeper with it. Let's go. We built and are the forefathers of everywhere. If you look at every nation's history, every continent, because we was on all the continents before they even knew what a continent was, before they knew what fire was, before they knew what food was, before they knew what soap was, before they really knew what soap and water does, we were already having civilization in every nation on earth. So the blood of all the nations of the earth flow through our veins. My favorite part is I greet you in the ancient holy words of peace, because understand how many words that our people have used and still use today that just means peace. And Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Abaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. That is the Toma Nation opening. That when you, and yes, I said when you become a member, it is one thing that we want you to share. We want not only members of the Temple of Mercy sharing it, but it is a unity prayer and it's a unity opening that we want our people to use when they open any meeting, when they open any event, because it is time for us to no longer be separated from ourselves, to be divided amongst ourselves. And we know and we believe, right? I just wanted to say that we know though, but we believe and know that this opening, and I bear witness multiple occasions. I've bear witness on multiple occasions of people hearing this opening and feeling one with everybody in the room. That you will hear people saying the name of other people's gods in the process of us giving an opening. I've heard Christians, after they in the mode and hear you going through it, they saying Jah, Rastafari, because they know that's another name that they use because they feel the oneness in the names, especially if the person heard the opening before. And what's one of the biggest things we as a people love? We love hearing our name. And what's almost better than hearing your name, hearing the name of your God? I hit the table too hard. Oh, you see me again. It's coming back. It's back. My apologies. I moved a little bit too much. But let's get back into it because I want to spend a little bit more time. I read the history of our founder and of the, well, I really didn't read the history of our founder. I read the history of the Toma Nation. But I want to spend a little bit of this time talking about our founder. And our Founders Day is coming up. And there is something very special and dear to us that we do in recognition of our founder. And we now want to share it with the world more publicly right here in Toma Nation 2021 on
You are cordially invited as the Toma Nation celebrates our founder, Minister Raheem Kased Aten. Founders Day 2021. Free admission, food, games, and fun. November 20th, 2021 at 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Trinity Episcopal Church, 125 East 26th Street. That's 26 in Michigan. Parking available.
So this Saturday, this temple was not just founded when the articles were given to this white man's government to say that it was founded. No, this temple was not founded the day the minister had a conversation with other people and the creator struck him with sarcoidosis and the temple of music became the temple of mercy. No, the day the man came out the womb was the day that the creator put it inside of him, because everything that we are doing, we're just pulling out of ourselves. So it was already deposited in him when the day he came to, I ain't gonna go there. We have to go 9 months. I found the day change. But it was the day that he came to earth. I was gonna say, we know that the moment you conceive, God already knows that he has plans for you. But the day that he came out, that is when the Toma nation was truly born. And so November 20th, that is a day that we call our Founders Day. Because that was the day that the founder, the true founder, God, decided to bring a man such as Minister Raheem to our people so he could show them a better way, show them what we should be going and understanding. So on Saturday, November 20th, join us as we bring you to more in celebrating and appreciating our minister, Raheem Otton, and many know him as the sax preacher, as we will be having a wonderful time. Because one thing that we can celebrate is that the Toma nation is still here, which means we can celebrate that there's still hope and appreciate the mercy that the Creator has bestowed upon us by giving us Minister Raheem Otton. But I want to go a little bit more, to have a little bit more time, to bring the importance, of understanding why the Temple of Mercy is talking about Toma Nation 2021. It makes no sense that there is a majority of our people, a majority, not belonging to anything. And I state that because I know a plenty of people who are looking for a place to call home. See, we are not a religious organization. We're calling ourselves, and we call ourselves and know ourselves as a nation because the temple was you. But we are a nation of temples coming together to be a mercy to our people. And I want to spend this time really telling you why you should join the Toma Nation. How not just this opening, you heard what we believe and know. You heard the purpose, the goal, and our motto. Why would you not want to let your light so shine before men that they should see your good works and glorify that one that is in heaven? Understand that for years you have heard the minister coming to you and other ministers coming to you from the podium of the Toma Nation. And we have spent time sharing and going to other people's information and talking about their movement. And we've seen the drop off of certain people when we teach other things. But again, we're not religious gangbanging because we want all our people to be free. But the work that we are doing and the call that we are putting out, it is time of those that believe and know that the things that we teach, the things that we go in about, the work that we're doing, if you believe and know that the black man should stand up, then there's no reason that you are not a part of the original man in black. But if you are a part of the original man in black, there's no reason that if you are out there in the world, that you are not a part of the Toma Nation. Understanding that when we look for a way to be disciplined, many people run away from that discipline. But when we say that there's order and beauty and true freedom in discipline, that is something that the Toma Nation truly drives to bring. And it is time for a rebirth of the black man and the black woman. And from the seat that I sit in, I see it on the horizon. I see it beautifully coming. And I understand the gifts and talents of our people. I understand the gifts and talents of my minister. I understand the gifts and talents of myself. And we could be anywhere. Minister Omari could be anywhere. Many of the members of this temple and the gifts and talents they have and the things that they can do, the minister could be of the world. The sax preacher could be of the world. He could travel around the world doing music, but no, he understands that it is time for our people to truly rise, to become one, to understand that we are all inclusive. But trust me, and we've heard it many times, again, just because we teach all the religions don't mean we want you in any of the religions. I want to reiterate that. We are not a religion. We are not going to bind you to any book, anything outside of yourself. Personally, the minister has been for me, and you hear us say it, he's our leader, our teacher, and our guide. So yes, he leads the Temple of Mercy Association and how we should move as a people. He guides us on how we should live our lives according to the teachings of the Holy Quran, the Holy Bible, and many other. When I say many other, I mean many other, because as many other names for God there's many other belief systems, but they all have one thing in common, and that's the truth that is inside and deep in there, and that is the oneness that he brings with that he guides us through that to not get lost, and he teaches us through the process. But for me, and I've shared this with him and with the members of the temple. No, I shared it with him. I'm sharing it now with the people. Where he led me and leads our people truly is back to their true selves. He guides you on the path just in case you fall out, and he teaches you how to be one back with yourself again. Because that is the oneness that he teaches. And that is the oneness that he has put inside of the Toma nation. If you read the bylaws and constitution, he's not trying to discipline you. We're not trying to discipline you. We're trying to get you to have self-discipline. So, yes, it might seem extraneous, but that is what we as a people need. There's just certain things that we would do better if we as a people was more disciplined. If we actually understand the teaching and what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought us into with messaging the black man, but didn't get caught up and stop reading because it said Islam so much, and it said Muslim so much, and it said Allah so much, or understanding that there are certain things that you should really be studying and not just being out there. That is one thing. We're not about to just leave you out there. We're going to make sure you know where we're going, what we're doing. Again, the minister said, I'm a traveling minister. If you got a question and you heard something that we said, and trust me, there's so much more that we teach in the Toma Nation. But as you see, I'm coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube, but again, I'm coming to you live through their stuff. So trust and believe me that the deeper conversation that actually happened inside of the Toma Nation, the true guidance that is given inside of the Toma Nation, the rebirth. If you even see that logo, that hand, that is the fire of the phoenix being reborn, and that is the black man being reborn in the hands of God. Ourselves on a deeper level, but understand that it is time for that to happen. That it is time, because we need to have our own. And again, I can hear a lot of people saying, but I have this and I have this. But how many people have to join something that they are binded to? That they are binded to, that they have to have a certain faith. No, the only thing that we are binded to is one. The black man and black woman is the child of God. Another thing that we're binded to, that we have to fix our communities from their social economic ills and for us to survive spiritually. The only nation that we have to show and has a blueprint for us to look at is one that is caught up in Islam. And I'm not about to spend time to go into Islam. But again, we don't want you to be caught in any religion. Because I'm going to jokingly say this. Religion was for the white man, not for the God. Why would God need a religion? Why would God need a religion to worship himself? And I've spoken about that, us being God on multiple occasions. And I find myself at a point where it's time for us to understand that it's time to come in. That it is time to come home. And in Toma Nation 2021, part 3 and part 4, we will even go deeper into why you have to understand the necessity at this time. The necessity for us to unify. For us to become one. Now, if you were to tell me that, well, we don't want to be called the Toma Nation. We don't know, then that is why it is time for those who are not a part. I'm not talking, if you are a part of any organization, any movement, no, I'm not trying to steal you from your movement. I'm not trying to get you to leave your religion, particularly to join the Toma Nation. I want you to leave your religion for you. But if you join an organization that is doing things to uplift our people, I am happy, and then we can have a seat at the table together to actually see how we, the goal of the Toma Nation is urban America. The goal that I personally have in being a minister, have in unison is our entire earth. But first we got to start here. And we starting with the Toma Nation. And we starting right here in Chicago, but not just in Chicago, right here in Black America. Because Black America, is time for you to get a little bit blacker. You ain't black enough. The Toma Nation gonna make you blacker. Not with your face or skin, no. With your consciousness, we're going to give you a black consciousness because we even see, and this is not coming from a state of ego. This is coming from a state of recognition. There's many people in the conscious community say we too black for them. Many people that's in religion, in Islam, say we too black for them. Many people in Christianity say we too black for them. Because we're not only just talking about the becoming one with the Creator. No, we want a nation of our own. We understand that the white man is the devil. We understand that the non-blacks are his demons. And we understand that there are some of us who have become baby devils. So we have to understand that at this time it is time for those who are just out there. For those who are doing nothing. For those, no. It is time for those who know they are chosen and called upon to do God's work to come on home. It is time for those who understand that they were sent here for a greater purpose and don't see themselves fitting in anywhere else. Because I'm telling you my story. I've understood and I've been a part of many organizations. I still today am a part of many organizations. But my foundation, I am rooted in the Toma Nation. That is the umbrella in which everything I'm a part of personally fall under in my mind. And that is the same thing that many of us have. We don't have a place where we feel at home in. We don't have a place where you feel the most comfortable. But I've had conversations with many other millennials and many people who love the way I speak and see that the power in the voice, and then hear the minister speak, but they don't know what it is that they can't accept. I personally believe you can't accept that you God. We're not going to go into that one. But I'm going to say you can't accept the level of blackness that we teach because you don't want the responsibility of doing the work. But trust me, you will not be doing the work alone. And one of the best things that I got and that you get is the power and discipline that you need to understand that God gave you everything that you need. That the only thing that is blocking you is you. So let us aid you in unblocking you. Again, my name is Minister Taharka J. Shakur. I am the youth minister of the Toma Nation, aka the Temple of Mercy Association. And I leave you as I greeted you in the ancient holy words of peace and that of our ancestors in Hotep. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Abaragani. Alafia. And Ashe. Peace.
Toma Nation has activated our annual cheesecake fundraiser from Gourmet Delight Inc. To order, go to our Facebook page, Toma Nation 2, and let us know your order via comment. Your order will be back Sunday, December 19th but all monies must be in by December the 10th. If you've ordered our cheesecakes in the past, you know they are delicious.
Remember this one? I want to do it last time. And you was like,
Thank you so much for joining us for our weekly Sunday worship service here at the Toma Nation. We want to give a thank you to our ministers, Minister Raheem Kassed Aten, the founder of the Toma Nation, and our youth minister, Minister J. Tahaka Shakur, for our lecture today, Toma Nation 2021. If you have enjoyed what you have heard today, please feel free to support our grassroots movement here in Chicago as we, continue to spread the message for our people. And you can donate to us on Cash App at TOMANATION. I saw a lot of likes and hearts on our Facebook and YouTube, so please feel free to share this video with your friends and family. And please join us next Sunday at 12:30 here live on Facebook and YouTube. Peace and blessings.